Edward Williams. He says he was forced to move out of his room by the buildings department because the defendant, his landlord, was renting him a room in an illegal apartment. He feels she illegally charged him for 9 months' worth of rent. He feels he's owed a refund and is suing her for the $4,500 she collected from him. This is the defendant, Josephine Higgins. She says the defendant was secretly living in the garage he rented out from her, which was supposed to be for storage only. She had no idea the guy was actually sleeping there. And when the Department of Buildings discovered him there, they kicked him out. She doesn't owe the plaintiff a thing. She knows it, the judge will know it, and soon the plaintiff will know it too. She's accused of illegally collecting rent.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant rented him an illegal apartment and he wants his 9 months of rent back. But the defendant says the plaintiff was secretly living in the garage. So please, it's the case of it said park it here, so I did.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Edward Williams, you are suing your former landlady for $4,500, $500 a month that you paid her from April 2018 to December of 2018. You want it back because it was an illegal
dwelling, yes.
Okay. And you say you didn't know he was living there.
I did discover that he did live there.
What is there? Let's talk about this. Okay. Where is it that you were living?
I was living in an annex shanty that was attached to the garage in the back. It was another shanty that was across from me, but she was renting it out, and the garage plus the annex that I was living in as well.
Okay, so she was renting out the garage to who?
To other
people,
yeah,
who were living there.
Yeah.
She was renting a shanty that was built attached to the garage to you, and then she was renting another shanty to someone else. Okay, and does she live on that property?
Yeah, she lives in the building up front.
How do you not know people are living in your garage? Don't they make any noise?
In this case, in Mr. Williams' case, he said he came from New Jersey and wanted to use the place as storage. And then...
Oh, yeah, that's what you got to say. So that way the city doesn't shut you down because you're not allowed to rent them out because they're illegal. So you got to say it's storage, but there's 3 guys living there. So you know that people are living there because I find it boggles the imagination to think that 3 people are secretly living in your garage.
Well, in Mr.
You don't get out much?
In Mr. Williams' case, he said he moved in from New Jersey and wanted to use this as storage, but he did actually start living there.
So didn't you kick him out?
Actually, the city of New York came by and ordered him out.
No, I know once they caught you, you had to kick him out. That wasn't my question. When did you learn he was living there?
Actually, I would say during the fall. Sometimes he would stay and sometimes he wouldn't.
Okay, was there furniture in there?
Actually, he provided, I guess, his own furniture. It was actually an empty...
Was there plumbing in there?
No.
Was there a bathroom in there?
No.
Is there a bathroom in the other shanty?
No.
Is there a bathroom in the garage?
No, it's just
which is probably why you're not allowed to rent any of those for people to live in.
It's a garage building, and in the past I rented to a Albanian construction company.
What was he storing there for $500? What business is he in?
I believe it was construction.
What do you do for a living?
I do construction. I'm a tradesman, but I didn't have no equipment, no work equipment. I was
You work when people call you to work?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you knew he was living there.
Well, I did learn that he was living there and I was very dissatisfied and actually was very happy when the city ordered him out.
The city's scolded you before for this, haven't they?
Once, yes.
Yeah, you were not somebody who was shocked and appalled to find that 3 people were living in you're somebody who has tried doing this before. Renting out rooms that you're not allowed to rent because we want livable housing for people.
I understand.
And we want there to be kitchens and bathrooms and everything else. We don't want people living in that kind of squalor, even if you're willing to take their $500 for it.
So if it's an illegal apartment, can you sue to get the rent you paid back?
I would say no.
Because?
Because there was no contract with the...
Is that the reason why do you get the rent back or not?
If you sued, you probably would get the rent back.
But you lived there. You got value from it.
Yeah, but legally...
We'll see about that. Going inside the courtroom.
How long ago was your last time that they... What happened this time, by the way? Did they fine you?
No.
How many times are you going to get away with this before they fine you?
Well, I guess I have to, down the line, I guess I'll have to answer to any, pending action.
In the meantime, you're just going to keep renting it out to people
No,
who are going to live there, and
it's-
you'll just keep
it's-
getting told they need to move?
It's empty, but in the
God
past...
bless the Bronx.
But I did, right, and I did rent to an Albanian construction company one time for all their storage,
Well, that's a construction company. He's not a construction company. You know that guy was living in there. Don't tell me you didn't know he was living in there. I don't believe you.
Well, after...
But now let's talk about you. So you lived there for all the way from April to December, and now, by the way, how did housing come out there? Did you call them?
What happened was she had a disagreement with another resident. The resident left and called DOB there. So when they came, the officer that I spoke to, he basically said that she was very aware of it since 2016. She wasn't supposed to rent it out.
Right.
And prior to that, I think it goes back to 2008.
Another time that she did it and got caught?
Yeah, a few
Yeah.
times.
All right, but here's the problem. When you come to court, you are asking for her to repay you $4,500. You have to have a legal right to get the $4,500 back. If you have a place to live and that contract is over between you two, you don't get to then, when you darn well know that you're renting an illegal place, because you definitely know, because is there plumbing in there?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you know you can't live there. You know this is some side thing you're getting for $500 in New York City that you know it's a shanty on the back of a garage. You're not surprised. So the law doesn't allow you to go back then and recoup your money, because then bonanza for you, huh? You get $4,500 back and then you live for free for almost a year, right? Yeah, the law doesn't allow you to do that. So even though I'm kind of surprised that Miss Higgins is running a flop house and continuously getting cited for it. And, I mean, not even cited for it, just told, stop it. And then she keeps doing it. I'm kind of surprised that nobody's doing anything about it, but that doesn't entitle you. It doesn't create a legal right in your hands for her to pay for your, that's not one of the penalties. You don't like it? You know what I would do if I were you? I'd call housing and complain also. And then maybe then this stops, but you don't get to get the money back from her. That's my verdict for the defendant.
So the plaintiff fails in his effort to get the rent money he paid back. Yeah, Mr. Higgins, did you realize, number one, that you were staying in an illegal place? That
I mean,
you really shouldn't have been there?
There's no ignorance to the law, but, it is what it is.
But, I mean, were you aware of it? Did you know?
Well, I mean, in
Just be honest,
in my situation, if you need a food, clothing, and shelter.
I know you needed a place, but did you know it was illegal?
No, I didn't.
That's my question. And how did you live there without no bathroom, no heat, no kitchen, nothing?
I'm in construction, man.
Yeah, I know.
I can make things work.
You can make things work.
I'm done with this.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Well, Ms. Higgins, the judge is convinced you knew he was living there and others were living there. Do you know that? Did you?
Partly.
Partly?
Partly, yes.
But you've been caught doing this before? So.
I rented it out for storage.
Big question is, are you afraid of getting into the trouble with the city now that this is going out? Everybody in America is going to see this.
I have an attorney, and I'll have a right to go to court.
Yeah.
I'll explain my side.
What will you say?
I'm renting some units out for storage, which I did in the past.
No, but they're living there.
Well, they can't, obviously, so, but they won't again.
You might be in trouble.
Well,
possible?
I'll do with it the best I can.
Okay. Well, good luck to you.
Thanks again.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, I mean, the law is that you don't have to pay for the additional rent that you haven't had to pay yet, but you can't get a refund from what you already paid.